What is the most efficient way for humans to learn, adapt, and improve? Surprisingly, the strongest evidence points not to intensity, but to frequency. Not to massive effort, but to small, repeated behaviors over time. This principle is known in the scientific literature as micro-progress or small-scale distributed practice. Let's look at why this works. 1. Neuroplasticity requires repetition, not force. At the core of change is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form, weaken, and reorganize neural connections. Studies from MIT, Stanford, and the Max Planck Institute show that synaptic strengthening occurs primarily through long-term potentiation, LTP. LTP does not activate from rare, high-intensity effort. It activates through consistent, repeated stimulation of a neural pathway. In simple terms, small actions repeated daily produce stronger, more stable neural circuits than large actions performed infrequently. This is why short, daily practice creates long-lasting cognitive change. 2. The brain prefers distributed practice over massed practice. In educational psychology, one of the most replicated findings is the effectiveness of distributed practice, also called spacing. Studies from Cepeda et al. 2006, analyzing over 254 experiments, show learning spaced over multiple days, even in small intervals, results in deeper encoding, longer retention, and higher recall accuracy compared to this. Massed practice, cramming, or intense bursts of effort leads to rapid forgetting, because the hippocampus cannot consolidate large amounts of information in a short time. Thus, daily micro-learning aligns with the brain's natural consolidation cycles. 3. The compounding effect in behavioral economics. Behavioral economists like Richard Thaler and Daniel Kahneman emphasize that small, repeated decisions accumulate through compound interest-like dynamics. A 1% daily improvement does not yield linear results. It yields exponential results, described mathematically as growth equals 1.01 365 approximately equals 37.8. This means a person who improves slightly each day becomes almost 38 times more capable after 1 year, not 38%. Small progress multiplies. 4. Habit formation based on basal ganglia automation. The formation of habits is a neurobiological process rooted in the basal ganglia, particularly in the dorsolateral striatum. Studies from MITS and Grabeel reveal that habits form through chunking, the compression of repeated behaviors into automatic routines. But chunking only occurs under one condition: regular, repeated behavior over time. Inconsistency prevents the basal ganglia from encoding the action. Daily repetition, even at low intensity, encodes it reliably. This means 5 minutes a day is more effective than 1 hour once a week. Daily small actions get automated. Automation eliminates the need for motivation or willpower. 5. Dopamine's role in micro-progress. Dopamine is widely misunderstood as a reward chemical. In reality, research from Wolfram Schultz shows dopamine encodes prediction error, which drives learning. When you complete a small task, the brain releases a small pulse of dopamine. Dopamine increases synaptic plasticity. The behavior becomes more likely to repeat. This creates a reinforcement loop. Small action, right pointing arrow, dopamine, right pointing arrow, repetition, right pointing arrow, habit, right pointing arrow, skill. Thus, small progress is not just mentally satisfying, it is biochemically reinforced. 6. Stress, overload, and the prefrontal cortex. Large, intense changes activate the amygdala's threat system. This reduces activity in the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for planning, focus, and self-control. Cognitive load theory shows too much change creates overwhelm. Overwhelm reduces learning efficiency. Small manageable tasks keep the brain in an optimal learning state. This is why micro-progress feels sustainable. It avoids triggering the brain's stress circuits. 7. Biological rhythms support short daily training. The brain consolidates new skills during NREM sleep through hippocampal replay, REM sleep through emotional integration and pattern recognition. Studies show learning is strengthened when you practice a little each day, then sleep, then repeat the next day. Daily repetition aligns perfectly with the brain's biological rhythms. Putting it all together, when you combine these mechanisms, a clear scientific conclusion emerges. Small, consistent daily actions produce the strongest neurological, psychological, and behavioral outcomes. They strengthen synapses through LTP, align with the spacing effect, activate compounding growth, encode habits in the basal ganglia, generate dopamine reinforcement, reduce cognitive stress, sync with sleep-driven consolidation. This isn't motivation. This isn't philosophy. This is the measurable biology of human improvement. The practical implication: you don't need dramatic transformation. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need to rely on willpower. You simply need 10 minutes each day, repeated consistently. The brain will do the rest. Small steps are not small. They are the most scientifically efficient method of long-term growth.